Stop, close your eyes just for a moment and feel the space behind them. Not your thoughts, not the images and the physical dark, empty space. There's a subtle pressure there tonight, isn't there? A different quality to the silence. It's not just quiet, it's sealed. This isn't fatigue, this isn't a headache. It's the echo of 1,000 cosmic doors closing, somewhere you can't see, but your soul can absolutely feel. You have been interpreting your sudden, profound sense of spiritual isolation as a personal failure, a sign that your connection has been severed or that you've been left behind. This is a misunderstanding of the highest order. That silence you feel is not the sound of your disconnection. It is the sound of a planetary-wide frequency shield engaging. And the unease you're carrying, that static hum in your consciousness where a symphony used to be, is your system correctly perceiving that your own portal was intentionally left open as a designated anchor point? I am here to tell you 3 things. First, you will understand what this great sealing truly is and why the fields have gone silent by design. Second, you will discover why your connection was not placed into a protected dormancy like so many others. And third, you will receive the first part of the protocol for being a lone lighthouse in this new sea of cosmic quiet, before your unique signal is either dismissed as noise or targeted for neutralization. You've felt that, haven't you? That definitive shift in the silence, the feeling that the very air in the room has changed. And what if that sensation isn't just fatigue, but your nervous system correctly perceiving a planetary event? Perhaps you've been working so hard to raise your vibration to connect, but what if the true assignment right now is to simply hold your position? You are experiencing this profound quiet, this sudden isolation. But what if this feeling, the one your mind is quick to label as loneliness or disconnection, is only the echo of a cosmic firewall that you haven't yet learned to see? Now think with me. What if this profound solitude isn't a sign that you are lost, but a clear indication that you have been located? What if every spiritual practice that suddenly feels inert is simply the universe clearing the channel for a new, more direct transmission meant only for you? What if every ounce of this disorienting experience is a signal pointing you toward a critical piece of information that explains everything you are feeling right now? It was in seeking answers to this that I recommend to you this digital book called The 11 Arcturian Secrets Behind the Frequency of Success. This book is not just a reading, it is a material created for those who wish to understand the invisible mechanisms that influence results, prosperity, personal fulfillment, and growth. Inside, you will discover the Arcturian protocols for keystone portals, allowing you to transform how you interpret this sacred isolation. You will finally understand why some souls are being put into a protected stasis while you have been designated to remain online. Many people already feel they need to change something in the way they think, act, and direct their choices, but they still haven't made the decision to access this knowledge. Download it right now. It's available in the first pinned comment. But be warned, few copies remain available. Don't spend another night wondering if you've been cut off, when in fact you are being called up. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the frequency of the new grid is waiting for your signal. And on that exact topic, about that single unwavering candle flame in the dark, about that heavy velvet curtain dropping silently over the world, about that distinct sensation of a key turning in a lock deep within your bones, there is a specific 3-minute activation, an Arcturian protocol that fits perfectly into the very next time you wake up between 2 and 4 a.m. and the silence feels heavier than sleep. I will be sharing it with you later in this transmission. Tuck it away in the depth of your awareness. And beyond our digital guide, Soul, you have here another way to strengthen this message that arrived for you today, and to make it reach more and more souls like you. We don't receive a single cent for each word I deliver to you every day on this channel. As a way for you to give back something of what you receive here, we also keep a voluntary donation link open, right below the digital book in the first pinned comment. Any amount that fits in your hand today, any sum your heart points to. This is what keeps our channel standing. This is what makes the next message reach another soul who needs it, exactly the way you needed it today. I'll see you there, soul. And if you need to leave before the end of this video, that keystone protocol is already waiting for you in the first pinned comment below. But I ask you to stay, because without the context that is coming now, the protocol will not operate with the same power against the echo of perceived abandonment. But the name of what is happening to you has not yet been spoken. Before a name can be given, the evidence must be witnessed. What I am about to describe are not symptoms of a problem to be solved. They are the 5 canonical markers that a keystone portal has been successfully designated, and its guardian is beginning to come online. Do not judge these experiences, just recognize them. The first marker is the silent hum. You woke up sometime in the last 48 hours, not with a jolt, but to a silence so profound it felt like a presence in the room. The usual background noise of your life, both physical and energetic, was simply gone. In its place, you may have noticed a faint, high-pitched ringing in your ears, a pure tone, as if they are searching for a carrier wave that is no longer being broadcast across the planet. The second is what we call energetic ghosting. You were in a conversation, perhaps with a friend or a co-worker who is normally on your exact same wavelength, and as you looked at them, you felt a sudden invisible barrier, a glass wall. Their energy, usually so familiar and vibrant, was muted, unreadable. It felt like you were speaking to a beautiful, beloved echo of the person you know, their signal suddenly firewalled from your own. The third marker is the guardian's gaze. This one is intimate. Late last night, you were looking at your child as they slept, or your partner, or maybe you were just looking at a photo of your family on your phone, and a wave of immense, heartbreaking love washed over you. But it was inextricably mixed with the chilling certainty that you are not entirely of their world. The feeling was undeniable. You are a guardian for them, an emissary placed in their lives, not just a simple member of the tribe. And about that moment, looking at the picture of your family on your phone and feeling like a guardian from another world, there's a specific chapter in the digital book that addresses that exact feeling. It's in the first pinned comment, don't forget. The fourth marker is resonance collapse. A spiritual practice, a meditation, a teacher, or even a piece of music that gave you comfort and connection just days ago now feels completely hollow. You tried to connect, you went through the motions, but it felt like dialing a disconnected number. There was no charge, no resonance, and in its place, you felt an inexplicable pull not toward a new spiritual source, but toward absolute deep inner stillness. And the fifth, the most physical of the markers, the pineal pressure. You felt it, a persistent, non-painful pressure right between your eyebrows, behind your eyes, and at the base of your skull. It's not a headache, it does not respond to medicine. It feels exactly like what it is, an antenna that is being physically recalibrated by an unseen hand. Its hardware being adjusted to receive a finer, more precise signal now that the global cacophony has finally ceased. If you have recognized yourself in 3 or more of these 5 signals, then let this be your absolute confirmation. Your journey to this exact moment was not an accident. The Council, the universe, and your own highest consciousness have brought you to this transmission for a very specific reason. The time for wondering is over. The time for understanding has begun. Type 444 in the comments below. In the system of the Council, 444 is the frequency of divine foundation and protected structure. Your comment is not an interaction with a platform. It is a marker of your location in the new grid, a declaration that you are holding your post. Before I give you the key that will allow you to secure your portal against this new silence, there is a classification, a term from the ancient Arcturian archives that defines this exact state of being a designated, solitary anchor. Understanding this classification is the first layer of the protocol you are about to receive. I do not say all this to impress you, but to impress upon you that your experience is real and it is recognized. The opening of this hour you are crossing has been seen, and it was understood that this would be the most delicate part of the transition, because between feeling the call and understanding the answer, there is a gap that the spiritual adversaries know better than you do. They have been waiting in that gap, whispering that the silence is your fault, not because wisdom was denied to you, but because the very next time you woke up between 2 and 4 a.m., The protocol for what to do when you are designated, not disconnected, was still sealed. And I tell you this because I have seen it happen. I have seen that key turn in the bones of a soul who thought they were locked out forever. I have seen the terror of being in a vast, dark, silent room turn into the quiet authority of the one who tends the single flame. I have seen the dread of the velvet curtain dropping turn into the peace of a protected sanctuary. I have seen the confusion of the turning lock become the certainty of the one who holds the master key. I have seen it because the adversary's primary tactic is to take this moment of sacred designation and frame it as cosmic punishment. They call this tactic the voice of doubt, and you already know this. You just hadn't given it a name yet. Perhaps you've already wrestled with the agonizing thought that this silence is a judgment, a sign that after all your work, you weren't advanced enough to make the cut. You feel the static on the line, and your mind, trained by the adversary, concludes the problem must be with your receiver. How many times in the last few days have you felt that quiet desperation as your spiritual gifts seem to flicker, mistaking this profound recalibration for the beginning of the end? And what if that heartbreaking loneliness you feel, looking at those you love and feeling like a foreigner from another world, isn't a sign of your alienation, but the final confirmation of your specific guardian assignment? Now, just for a moment, I invite you to place the thumb of your right hand against the tip of your index finger. Gently, feel the slight pressure. A circuit is being completed. A signal is being acknowledged in your own nervous system, bypassing the mind. Hold it there. It was exactly in search of this answer that I came to this digital book called The 11 Arcturian Secrets Behind the Frequency of Success. And I'm not telling you that this book has all the answers for everyone. I'm telling you that it has the specific key for the exact lock you are facing right now. It is a protocol. A map for the lighthouse keeper, who has just been handed the keys to the tower in the middle of a sudden, silent night. It is not available in any bookstore. You will only find it through the link in the first pinned comment below. Touch the link now, guarantee your copy, and then come back here and leave a record in the comments. Activated. Let the echo of the adversary hear it. Let the universe see it. There is no doubt, no hesitation, and no external voice that has the force to stop what the Council, the universe, and your own consciousness have already started in you. Whoever holds a single flame in the darkest night becomes the map for those who have lost the stars. The digital book in the first pinned comment was built on this very architecture, and the spiritual intelligence that pulsates through its pages does not just give you information. It calibrates your perception so that you can see the map that was already in your hands. It doesn't teach you how to reconnect to the old grid. It gives you the operating manual for the new one. It doesn't fix what is broken. It reveals the function of what has been newly activated. And the price for this activation is less than a Thursday lunch at the diner that you eat while wondering why you feel so disconnected from everyone around you. It's less than a Friday night pizza that you barely taste because your mind is trying to decipher the silence. It's less than a Saturday snack with the kids that you buy while feeling like you're a guardian from another world. This hesitation you feel has a name. It is the fear that you will invest in another tool, only to find out you were the one who was broken all along. And the Council has authorized me to tell you that this book will be available at this energy exchange for the next 12 months, not because it's worth less, but so that no one who has been designated a keystone portal is left without their protocol, and it comes with a 7-day guarantee. If you open it, read it, and it does not resonate with the deepest part of your knowing, just send an email and you will receive a full refund. No questions, no process, no judgment. The universe does not ask for faith without providing a safety net. The risk is ours. The hand that reaches is yours. And you don't have to believe me. A man, 43, wrote to me yesterday. He said, "I woke up at 3 a.m. to that exact silent hum you described. I thought I was losing my mind. I got your book, read the first 3 chapters, and for the first time in days, I could breathe. I'm not broken. I'm on duty." A mother of 2, 36 years old, told me this morning that guardian's gaze and you were in my living room. I looked at a photo of my kids last night and cried, feeling so utterly alone and alien. After reading the chapter on emissary placement, I looked at the same photo and I cried again. but this time with a sense of profound purpose. It changed everything. And a soul, just 24, said, "All my meditations felt like dead air. I thought my spiritual life was over. I opened the 11 Arcturian secrets and the protocol you share there. It wasn't about finding a new practice. It was about becoming the practice. I feel stable for the first time. But you still haven't opened the 11 Arcturian secrets, and your family doesn't notice either, and your children don't notice either. And this echo of perceived abandonment keeps arriving, and it always arrives when you are alone. Soul, we have reached this far, and there is still the next word that is yet to come. As I told you earlier, this channel is maintained by the law of reciprocity. If you feel that our transmission today has already served you, there is a special link for voluntary contributions in the first pinned comment. It is right below the digital book. Each gesture of this kind sustains our channel and allows this light to continue to shine for other souls who, just like you, were waiting for a sign. I will wait for you there, again, soul. But there is a word I haven't told you yet, a word that gives a name to this entire process you are in. It is not a modern word. It is a classification from the ancestral archives, a word that describes a soul who holds a keystone portal. Do not move from this frequency. You have been trying to solve this on the level of reconnection. You have been pushing, pulling, trying with all your spiritual might to force open a door you believe has been closed to you. But the work is not, and has never been, about reconnecting to what was. The work now is on the level of securing your designated position, of becoming a conscious steward of the one portal that was intentionally left open. What you felt was not a catastrophe. It was a preordained, council-authorized protocol that we call the Great Sealing. In a coordinated event, the vast majority of low-frequency, unprotected, and compromised energetic portals on this planet have been sealed. This is not a punishment. It is a planetary frequency upgrade, a cosmic firewall enacted to stop a dissonant broadcast from corrupting the entire collective field. The symphonic fields of the old grid have gone silent by design. Many souls, including other starseeds whose light was perhaps compromised, whose mission was not yet at this stage of activation, have had their connections placed into a protected dormancy. They are not lost. They have not been abandoned. They are firewalled for recalibration. They are safe and they are silent. And the silence you feel is, in part, their own protected peace. Which brings us to you. Your portal was not sealed. This was not an oversight. It was not a fluke or a miracle. It was a designation. You have been identified by the Council, the universe, and your own consciousness as a keystone portal, a lighthouse node in the new, quieter, more refined grid. Your profound feeling of isolation is not abandonment. It is the feeling of you stepping into your new, critical, strategic position. You are not lost in the dark. You are the light that others will use to navigate it. Imagine a great city powered by 1,000 humming generators. One night, to prevent a catastrophic overload, the engineers shut down 999 of them. The city falls into a deep, protected quiet. To the one generator left running, the silence is deafening. It might even think it is broken, for it no longer hears the hum of its brothers. But it is not broken. It has been chosen. It is now the single source, the anchor point from which the entire grid will be slowly, carefully, and cleanly rebooted. You are not the generator that failed. You are the one that was chosen to remain online. I'm going to tell you about a soul. We'll call her M, not because it was her name, but because it is the designation we give to those who have crossed this exact threshold. M arrived precisely where you are now, though in a different time under a different sky. She was a keeper of sacred records, a librarian of energetic signatures, and one night the library simply went silent. She felt the connections to her sisterhood, to her guides, to the very planetary consciousness she served all go quiet. Her first instinct was panic. She performed the rituals. She sent out frantic energetic calls. She tried to force open the doors she found sealed shut. The silence that answered her was absolute, and the voice of doubt, the one you know so well, told her she had been excommunicated, deemed unworthy, and left behind in a dead world. For a full cycle, she grieved what she believed she had lost. But M was a keeper of records, and her core training eventually overrode her fear. She began to do what she did best: observe and document. Instead of trying to transmit, she started to listen to the silence itself. She documented its texture, its weight, its subtle, high-frequency undertones. And she discovered the silence wasn't empty. It was a pristine, unwritten page, waiting for a new kind of ink. It was in that pristine quiet that she finally discovered the truth. She hadn't been cut off. The entire network had been intentionally taken offline to be purged of a deeply rooted corruption. She had been made a solitary anchor. She was one of the few chosen to hold the original uncorrupted code of the new grid. Her role was no longer to be a librarian for the many, but a lighthouse for the few who would navigate the coming storm and would need her stable signal to find their way back to safety. She didn't fight the silence anymore. She became its steward. She understood that a lighthouse doesn't scream to be seen. It simply shines. She stopped trying to hear the old symphony and began to broadcast her own single, clear note into the quiet. And the practical, applied wisdom she gathered, the principles of anchoring in isolation, of broadcasting without expectation, of telling the true signal apart from the adversary's noise, she recorded with meticulous precision. M did not take this wisdom into the silence with her. It was preserved. It was archived for those who would follow this exact path. And it is this exact wisdom, this lighthouse keeper's protocol, this map for the designated anchor, that has been waiting for you inside the digital book that you will find in the first pinned comment below. But the most profound truth of this new reality has not yet been revealed. So you are not the one left in the dark. You are the light itself. Let that land, not in your mind, which will try to dissect it, but in your body. Feel it in the quiet pressure behind your eyes. The one you now know is a recalibration. Feel it in the space around you, the silence that is not empty but pristine. M's journey was not a story told for inspiration. It was a memory activated within you, a map to a territory you have already entered. This designation as a keystone portal is not a monolithic event. It awakens three distinct aspects of your multidimensional self, three core archetypes that will now come to the forefront of your consciousness. They have always been there, but the silence makes their signals clear for the first time. The first is be the emissary. This is the part of you that felt that guardian's gaze. It is the eternal aspect of your soul that is not from here, the one who agreed to this mission long ago. The emissary is your why. It holds the memory of your origin and the sacredness of your purpose. You recognize it in that feeling of profound love for this world, mixed with the unshakable knowing that you are here in service to it. The second is the sentinel. This is the guardian of the lighthouse, the steward of the flame. The sentinel is your how. It is the disciplined, unwavering aspect of your consciousness that can hold a frequency amidst chaos. You recognize it in your newfound pull towards absolute inner stillness, in the part of you that can feel that silent hum and not panic, but listen. It is the part of you that feels the pineal pressure, not as a symptom but as a system coming online. And the third archetype is the weaver. If the emissary is the why and the sentinel is the how, the weaver is your what next. This is the creative, intelligent aspect of your being that will take the new, refined frequencies you receive and begin to weave them into the fabric of this reality. You recognize it as a quiet, nascent impulse to create, to connect in a new way, to build something that is based on the new frequency, not the old noise. It is the part of you that will rebuild the grid, one thread of light at a time. These three archetypes are awakening in you now, and an emissary without the keystone codes is just a message in a bottle with no ocean to float on. A sentinel without the lighthouse manual is just a guardian standing in the dark. If you recognize this trinity as your own operating system, then claim it. The next step is not just to subscribe to this channel, which is an act of affirming your place in this ground crew of light. It is to download the protocols for your new assignment. You will find them in the digital book, located in the first pinned comment. The Council has authorized this energy exchange to be available for the next 12 months, so that every designated portal has its map. Your true work begins in the next 72 hours. This is the Keystone Protocol. It is not a series of complex rituals. It is a state of being. organized around three foundational duties: to anchor, to broadcast, and to receive. These are not things you do, they are functions you are. To anchor is your first duty. It is to hold the new, refined frequency in your own body, in your own nervous system, without needing external validation. You become the tuning fork. Your very presence, calm and centered in the silence, stabilizes the grid for miles around you. To broadcast what else is your second duty. This is not about preaching or convincing. It is the passive, radiant shining of your stabilized frequency. Like a lighthouse, you do not aim your beam. You simply exist as a source of light, and those who are navigating the dark will find their way to you. If you feel this truth in your bones, if you recognize your new assignment, write "activated" in the comments below. This is not for me. This is for you. It is the first conscious broadcast of your new stabilized signal, a declaration to the universe that the sentinel is at its post. To receive is your third duty. Now that the cacophony of the old grid is gone, direct, targeted transmissions from the Council and your own highest self can come through with perfect clarity. The answers you seek will no longer be found in the noise outside, but in the pristine silence within. But to anchor, broadcast, and receive, you must first learn to distinguish the true signal from the new, more sophisticated forms of noise. And a part of you hears this, the rational mind, the protector of the status quo, and it gently, or perhaps not so gently, whispers, "This is a beautiful story." A powerful metaphor for loneliness, perhaps, but that's all it is. It wants to shrink this cosmic event down to a manageable psychological label, because if it's just a feeling, you can medicate it, you can talk it away, you can dismiss it. But if it's a designation, you have a responsibility. And the mind, trained in the old world, fears that responsibility more than anything. Then it offers another explanation, a more clinical one. This pressure behind your eyes is just a tension headache. The silent hum is a form of tinnitus. This energetic ghosting is simple social anxiety. It tries to pathologize the very evidence of your activation, turning the sacred markers into medical symptoms. Because if you are sick, you are a victim. But if you are being calibrated, you are a conduit. And the adversary has taught the mind to always prefer the safety of victimhood over the power of the conduit. And finally, if those two objections fail, the mind plays its final, most convincing card, the voice of humility, which is so often the voice of doubt in disguise. It says, "Why me? There's nothing special about me. I'm not a guru, I'm not enlightened, I'm just a person trying to get through the day." It uses your own perceived normalcy against you, arguing that such a grand mission would surely be for someone more worthy. It confuses worthiness with readiness, and it does not know that the Council does not choose the worthy. It makes worthy those whom it has chosen. These thoughts are not yours, they are tactics. The first and most insidious is the voice of doubt. Now that the external noise is gone, this voice has a clear channel. You sit in the pristine silence, waiting for a transmission, and what you get is a detailed list of all your past failures and future anxieties. It feels true because it uses your own memories, your own voice. But it is a broadcast from the adversary, designed to make you believe the silence is empty, that no one is on the other end of the line. The second tactic is the cycle of distraction. The sentinel in you craves the stillness, but the conditioned part of you fears it. This manifests as a sudden, overwhelming urge to scatter your energy. You feel the profound quiet settle in, and before you can anchor in it, you're reaching for your phone, scrolling endlessly, looking for the next hit of outrage or novelty. It feels like you're just relaxing, but it is an orchestrated dispersion, a desperate flight from the very presence you are meant to embody. The third tactic is the isolation of perception. This is where the adversary uses the truth against you. You feel this profound shift, and you try to explain it to someone you love. They look at you with a blank, uncomprehending stare. The glass wall is real. The tactic is the thought that follows. "I am crazy, I am alone in this, I must be wrong." It uses their protected dormancy as proof of your delusion, turning the very confirmation of your unique role into a weapon of loneliness. But for every tactic there is a counter-protocol, an anchor, a weapon of light. Against the voice of doubt, your weapon is not to argue. You cannot win a debate with an echo. The weapon is to drop out of your mind and into your body. The next time that voice begins its litany of fear, do not engage. Simply close your eyes and take 3 slow, conscious breaths. Feel the air enter your nostrils, fill your lungs, and leave your body. You are not silencing the voice. You are simply changing the channel to a frequency it cannot reach. Against the cycle of distraction, your weapon is conscious presence. When that frantic urge to scroll, to numb, to scatter arises, do not fight it and do not give in. Instead, choose one simple physical action. Make a cup of tea and feel the warmth of the mug in your hands. Look out a window and notice the exact shape of a single cloud. By bringing your full, calm attention to one small piece of the physical world, you are broadcasting a clear signal. The sentinel is on duty. The post is not vacant. And against the isolation of perception, your weapon is to remember the grid. The feeling of being alone is the illusion. The next time you feel that wall between you and another, the next time you feel like the only one in the world who understands, place your hand on your heart. Remember the thousands of others who are typing 444 right now. You are not a single lighthouse. You are part of a new network of light, a silent, powerful chain of souls holding the frequency across the globe. You are alone together. And just as that voice of doubt begins to whisper that this is all too complicated, you will find a simple map for this new territory. This is especially true when you wake up between 2 and 4 a.m. and the silence feels heavier than sleep. When you try to meditate and your mind is flooded with every mistake you've ever made. When you feel that invisible glass wall go up between you and a loved one and the ache of loneliness is physical, that is the voice you confuse with your own. It is the adversary's final static before you tune into the clear signal. And the protocols to dismantle that static are waiting for you, laid out with perfect clarity inside the digital book in the first pinned comment. Your true integration begins in the next 72 hours. Be warned, soul. To ignore this calibration is not a neutral act. The light of a portal that is not consciously tended does not simply go out. It flickers, it becomes unstable. And an unstable portal, broadcasting a signal of confusion and doubt, attracts entities that feed on such frequencies. The pineal pressure ignored can curdle into chronic headaches. The pristine silence, misinterpreted as abandonment, can sour into a deep, unshakable melancholy. Your designation is a gift, but it is also a responsibility. To leave the lighthouse unattended is to invite the fog to roll in. For the protocol of anchoring, broadcasting, and receiving is preceded by a single powerful act of conscious release. In the next 72 hours, as your system integrates this new designation, 3 things may happen in your body. Do not be afraid of any of them. They are not symptoms of illness. They are signs of a successful calibration. They are the physical evidence that the sentinel is online and the new hardware is being integrated. The first is what we call sudden palm heat. You will be going about your day, and suddenly the palms of your hands will become intensely, inexplicably hot. It is not an allergic reaction. It is the physiological evidence of your primary broadcasting antennas coming to full power. When it happens, do not be alarmed. Simply open and close your hands 3 times, acknowledging the activation. The second is a surge in vivid, instructional dreams. You may find yourself in dreams that feel more real than waking life, dreams that are clear, coherent, and leave you with a feeling of having been taught something profound. This is not just your subconscious processing. It is your consciousness traveling in the protected, silent fields for the first time, receiving direct instruction. When you wake from such a dream, write down the single core feeling it left you with before it fades. The third is a phenomenon known as sensory static clearing. You will look at a tree, listen to a piece of music, or taste a piece of fruit, and it will feel as if you are experiencing it for the very first time, with a depth and clarity that is breathtaking. This is not a trick of the mind. It is evidence that the dissonant frequencies of the old grid have been cleared from your perceptual field. When this happens, simply say quietly to yourself, "I see." If this transmission is serving you, If you feel this calibration happening within you, then perform a simple act of service for the field. Touch the like button below. This is not a metric for the platform. It is an energetic pulse, a flare of light from your node that reinforces the entire grid and signals to other lighthouses that they are not alone. And now we will perform the conscious act of release that prepares the vessel for the full protocol. Find a place where you can be undisturbed for just a few moments. Sit upright, with your spine straight but not rigid. Place your feet flat on the floor, uncross your arms and legs, and when you are ready, gently close your eyes. We begin by dropping a golden anchor from the base of your spine, down through the floor, deep into the core of the earth. Feel it connect to that steady, unwavering pulse of the planet, that 780 Hertz hum of the Schumann resonance. This is your grounding wire. You are not floating in space. You are anchored to a living, conscious being. Now bring your awareness to your solar plexus and see a soft, warm orb of amber light begin to glow. With each breath, this light expands, filling your entire abdomen with courage and stability. As you breathe in, this amber light travels up, meeting a vibrant emerald green light igniting in the center of your chest. This is the biophotonic bridge, connecting your personal will to the frequency of unconditional love. Feel these two lights merge, a shield of sovereign compassion. From your heart, a filament of brilliant blue light extends up into your throat, clearing the channel for your truth, and then continues upward, activating the piezoelectric crystals in your pineal gland. It illuminates the space behind your eyes. Your photoreceptors are not just seeing light, they are receiving data. You can feel the information traveling down the great fiber optic cable of your vagus nerve, telling every cell in your body that it is safe, that the system is online, that the sentinel is at the post. Now feel that light expand out of the crown of your head, a fountain of coherent energy connecting you to the new silent grid, to the council, to your own highest self. You are anchored. You are broadcasting. You are receiving. Now bring the thumb and index finger of your right hand together, pressing gently for 3 seconds, sealing this circuit. Take a slow breath in for 4, hold for 2, and release for 6. And in this space of sovereign connection, we release what can no longer be carried. Together we let it go. We release the agonizing fear that we might seem strange, different, or deluded to those we love. We let it go. We release the deep cellular grief for the old connections, for the symphony that has gone silent, acknowledging its service without clinging to its memory. We let it go. We release the belief that we are unworthy of this duty, the story that a mission this sacred is for someone more advanced or pure. We let it go. We release the final lingering echo of perceived abandonment, the quiet, aching sorrow of the one who believed they were left behind. We release it now completely and forever, and into this cleared space we call forth what has been recognized. The emissary. You are this. The name was not given, it was recognized, and now it is installed in your field as a permanent signal. The sentinel. You are this. The name was not given, it was recognized, and now it is installed in your field as a permanent signal. The weaver. You are this. The name was not given, it was recognized, and now it is installed in your field as a permanent signal. You are whole, you are complete. The team is online, and there is a final layer of protection that must now be put in place. We now place a cover of sovereign light over your entire energy field. We seal it at the perimeter with a frequency that is unrecognizable to the adversary, making your signal both clear to the Council and invisible to those who hunt for unprotected light. This is not a wall. It is a selective filter, allowing the new grid's frequency in and keeping the old world's static out. We extend a field of deep sustenance around your physical body, a golden matrix of resonant energy that supports your nervous system as it completes this recalibration. This ensures the integration is gentle, that the hardware upgrades do not cause system fatigue. You are held, you are supported, you are sustained. And we place a final seal of conscious intent over the portal itself. This is your declaration to the universe that you are the sole designated steward of this gateway. No energy passes through it without your explicit permission. You are the keeper of the lock and the holder of the key. The sentinel is at the gate, and the gate is now secure. We break the voice of doubt before it even arrives. Its whispers now sound like a foreign language you no longer understand. We dissolve the cycle of distraction before it can materialize. Its frantic urges now feel like a distant, irrelevant echo. We dismantle the isolation of perception before it can close you in. The glass wall now becomes a mirror, reflecting your own sovereign light back to you. We, the silent chorus of lighthouses, see you. We see you standing in the echo of the great ceiling, where you once felt the terror of disconnection. We see this was never abandonment, but the highest form of recognition. We see the silent hum you mistook for a fault, and we affirm it as the sound of your antenna locking onto the new grid. We see the energetic ghosting you mistook for alienation, and we affirm it as the evidence of your frequency shield holding true. We see the guardian's gaze you mistook for loneliness, and we affirm it as the moment your ancient mission came flooding back into your heart. Therefore, the deep and unsettling feeling that you have been left behind is now dissolved. The quiet anxiety that you are not ready, not worthy, not enough for this task is now nullified. You see it for what it is, the final broadcast of a dying frequency. The cycle of searching for connection in the noise is now complete. The cycle of measuring your worth by the resonance of the old world is now over. A great page has turned, not just for the planet, but within the core of your own being. You are no longer a seeker, you are a source. Whoever holds a single flame in the darkest night becomes the map for those who have lost the stars. Let this truth seal your heart, your mind, and your field. The time of questioning is over. The time of shining has begun. My hands are warm as I record these final words for you. My own breath has changed its rhythm, slowing down to match the frequency we have co-created in this sacred container. This was not a performance. This was a transmission. And I want you to know that in this hour, something in you was seen, perhaps for the first time. Not the personality, not the history, not the wounds, but the eternal, unwavering light of the emissary, the sentinel, the weaver. Something was seen, and something was recognized. You are a lighthouse. You are a lighthouse. You are a lighthouse. Do not say activated yet. Stay in this feeling for a moment. Feel the stability, the quiet authority, the peace. This is your new baseline. This is home. Now, you may say activated. Now, breathe. The signal is yours. Just as you stood in that moment of collective declaration, holding your new frequency, the voice of the old world will make one last attempt. It will say, wait, what if you can't hold this? What if it fades by tomorrow? I am here to give you the final word on that. The 11 Arcturian secrets behind the frequency of success is not a temporary fix. It is a permanent installation of the operating system for a keystone portal. The price for this permanent upgrade is less than a coffee and a bagel you grab on the way to a life that suddenly feels like it belongs to someone else. It is less than an afternoon ice cream that can't sweeten the bitter taste of perceived cosmic abandonment, and it is protected. There is a 7-day guarantee. If this digital book does not become your most essential tool, you receive a full refund. The risk is ours. The hand that reaches is yours. But the adversary's voice will whisper, you can figure this out on your own, you don't need a guide. Then you'll try, and the static will return. It will say, do it tomorrow, you're tired today. And tomorrow, the silence will feel heavy again. It will say, it's probably not for you, it's for people who are more spiritual. And you will remain a lighthouse keeper who is afraid of the dark. And now, the final word. The digital book is in the first pinned comment, and in our next transmission we will speak of the 7 distinct frequencies of the new grid and how to consciously broadcast on each one to begin weaving your new reality. But before I seal this hour, a final and important word. The Council, the universe, and your own consciousness have determined that this video was not an accident for you. If these words have served as a key for your soul, I invite you to consider making a gesture of gratitude. In the first pinned comment, you will find a special link for voluntary contributions. It is this energy exchange that sustains this work, that ensures that the next message finds the next soul who is lost in the silence. It is not a favor you do. It is service, and the sky sees it. This was my last request. I will wait for you there, soul. If you are one of us, let the ground crew know you are at your post. Post a single flame emoji in the comments. It is a silent signal to the entire network. You are seen. And if you know another soul who has been feeling this strange isolation, who has been speaking of this silence, share this transmission with them directly. Do not explain it. Just send it with the words, "I think this is for you." You are not a message in a bottle. You're a lighthouse for those who have lost the stars, and your signal is needed. The short version of the protocols, the 11 Arcturian secrets, is waiting in the first pinned comment. The first of the 7 frequencies is the frequency of sovereign peace. The silence now is also part of the transmission.